In July 2013, when I went to South Africa, 95-year-old Nelson Mandela was critically ill. And the country he freed from white minority rule was already in mourning, and already fearful of what the future might be without him.
It's really, really sad because the world still needs him. He's the guy who fought for our freedom.
I pray that somebody takes the baton from him.
I wish him a speedy recovery and come back to his people.
So a good friend of mine, a really great travel writer, said something that the more I travel, the less I know. I feel that particularly strongly here in South Africa, a place I came in a state of near total ignorance, loaded with preconceptions. For the first part of my life, the South Africa I knew was not a happy place or a good place. It was a pariah state, surrealistically, outrageously divided into black and white. A throwback to attitudes we thought we'd long learned to reject. The nationalist government in South Africa enacted apartheid laws in 1948. Who you could marry, where you lived, where you could walk, be educated, everything decided by racist laws backed by police, army, and secret services. The institutionalized racial discrimination was designed to maintain white minority power and economically suppress the black and mixed race South Africans who lived in townships, mostly in poverty. In 1923, the African National Congress was formed. By 1961, it had been radicalized by the influence of a young Nelson Mandela, among others, and formed an armed wing called the Spear of the Nation.
Do you see Africans being able to develop in this country without the European being pushed out?
We have made it very clear in our policy that South Africa is a country of many races. There is room for all the various races in this country.
In 1963, Mandela was charged with sabotage and conspiracy and sentenced to life imprisonment on Robben Island. It would take another 27 years of violence and injustice before the inevitable would happen.
You believe in apartheid. I believe that it is according to God's will that the white race should be preserved.
With South Africa's white minority under international sanctions, internal political pressure, and the decline of the communist threat, Mandela was released from prison in 1990. In '94, he was elected president of a new, free South Africa. There have been very few figures in the entire history of the world as revered or as important as Nelson Mandela. But the question is, what happens next? Johannesburg, or Joburg, or Jozi, the largest city by population in South Africa and the economic powerhouse of the country. Southwest of Johannesburg, Soweto, originally an acronym for Southwestern Townships. Now, the area is considered a suburb. In 2010, South Africa played host to the World Cup. The Blackjacks, who played for the opening celebration, are a Soweto-based band. They are also, not surprisingly, soccer fans. We're here on game day, a grudge match in a country where soccer approaches religion. You can feel it in Soweto, or rather, you can see it. as everywhere you look, people show their love for either the local Orlando Pirates or for the Johannesburg Kaiser Chiefs. Ma Willie's Inn, a typical local joint in Soweto. The perfect place to watch a game, talk about a game, drink yourself silly over the results of a game, or just have a very fine local-style meal. It is, however, a little hard to find. There were a lot of places like this. I mean, this used to be like the garage or the carport, right?
Yeah, definitely.
In what was once a garage are now 6 tables, a lawn-turned lounge out back. Closed on Sundays if grandma's visiting. These kinds of bars were born during apartheid times, when black South Africans not allowed to own businesses in white areas adapted and improvised. They did their own thing, created these little micro, under the official radar restaurants known around here as eat houses.
I mean, back in the days, obviously, it was illegal, you know,
Right.
like
During apartheid, that's where they'll have meetings to actually plan what they're gonna do.
Right, so this would be considered a hotbed of sedition and
yeah, exactly.
now it's just a hotbed of drinking. And
Yeah, different kind of sedition.
Mpumi and Tsapeng from the Blackjacks have just finished watching the game when I joined them for some food. Generally speaking, are these good times to South Africa? Bad times? Transitional times?
Obviously, 1994 was the peak of the good time in South Africa. Then now with all the politics, you know, all the parties fighting, it's quite tense right now.
It's not like it was before where everybody's, you know, it's black and white, literally, you know, like we're unified on this and they're unified on that.
These days, the party that freed the country from white rule, the ANC, is not universally loved anymore. In recent years, they've been criticized for inaction, corruption, and cronyism, and opposition parties are gaining strength.
So now it's more nuanced, and I think that's maybe new to us.
Right.
So I think we're trying to navigate this nuanced reality. Like, how do you deal with so many opinions and, you know, the party that you loved the whole time that brought about this freedom is fumbling the ball. So what do you do? Because in democracy, you should act. You know?
That's the smiley for flag.
Ah.
Smileys, fire-roasted sheep's head, lips shriveled back in a Joker-like rictus of deliciousness, chopped into tasty, tasty bits and eaten with cold beer? Yes, of course, yes. Just needs a little salt and pepper. Good stuff. That looks good.
Yeah, this is pap.
Now what is it?
It's like maize.
Pap or meal pap, a sticky porridge made from ground cornmeal. It fills the role that grits do in the American South, rice in much of Asia. It's tasty, relatively nutritious, and cheap filler. And it sops up gravy when you have something like this stewed beef, real good.
That's that traditional dumpling there.
That's a dumpling?
Yeah, it's not really like other dumplings. Right?
Dumplings, important throughout the African diaspora. Made with flour and yeast, a spongy bread-type tool for mopping up sauce. Stewed greens, carrots, beans, and more gravy. Wow, that's awesome. So tell me about your band. How long have you guys been together?
About 10 years now.
Whoa, long time.
Yeah.
Would you say you're an indie band?
Well,
Is there an indie scene in what I guess I'm getting at? Is there a support? I was kind of getting there.
is the South African Williamsburg.
In terms of South African street culture, people are really pushing the boundaries now. We didn't really have a scene when we started. You look around, it's like, man, like demographic is crazy.
What do you mean by that?
It's not just racial, the classes, you know? And people are being pushed and pulled. It's like an aspirational culture. Like,
What do you think that means?
The whole Rainbow Nation notion was quite romantic and ridiculous, you know, like racism is not on a piece of paper, so just because we voted it out doesn't mean people stop being racist, you know? So it was ridiculous in that sense, but we've lived something else for 20 years. People want it, it's no longer like a coffee table idea.
Good luck. Here, spread over thousands of square feet, the remnants of white colonial rule. What's left from the descendants of Bible-thumping Dutch settlers who came here to farm, to ranch, to build their own world on top of an existing one. The Boers, as they were known, came in the 1600s, and if nothing else can be said about them, they were a tough bunch of bastards. In the 1800s, the British came. Diamonds were discovered, greedheads jockeyed for power. There was war, and an ugly one. In the end, there was an uneasy sharing of power. The Boers became known as Afrikaners, and entering the 20th century, racist Afrikaner ideology grew. Apartheid laws were enacted, and white domination became the rule for almost 100 years. But look, meat. You want to see an expat South African weep, wave some of this under their nose. Biltong. It's like a Mussolini-themed restaurant?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Neo-fascist butchery.
Oh, the good old days.
Doesn't really look like any butcher I've ever been into.
An hour north by northwest of Johannesburg is Pretoria, still the administrative center of South Africa, once the heart of apartheid. Here you can find Matters, a father-son butchery, restaurant, and theme museum. I just don't know how I feel about this place. It doesn't fit in with my white liberal guilt sensibility.
A room like this, with all of this kind of Afrikaner paraphernalia in it, it just wouldn't be accepted an hour away. Couldn't exist.
As any South African butcher would, they sell biltong. Sprinkle some salt, brown sugar, some malt vinegar, pack in layers, repeat. After 24 hours, remove and hang to air dry for a week. Voila, a tasty, jerky treat we can all get behind. Chef Andrea Bergner, South African by birth, English and German by background, can usually be found in the trenches of her Joburg restaurant, The Leopard. She's known for her playful menus, but loathes culinary fashion. She strives for a locally grounded cuisine. Today, however, she's my guide through this twilight zone. It's weird here. And though I'm told the place usually reflects the changing demographic of modern South Africa, today, not so much. The customers may or may not have feelings about the Afrikaner memorabilia, but really, they just come for the meat. You pick your meat at the butcher counter. We choose some T-bone, some rump steak, some boerewurst, spicy sausage made from beef and pork.
And then what we must get, because I assume it's separate, is monkey gland sauce. Do you know what monkey gland sauce is?
Monkey gland sauce.
Every steakhouse has monkey gland sauce. It's barbecue sauce.
They cook it up along with some pap and fries, and presto, a colon-clogging pile of meat in the ruins of empire.
Yeah, I mean, meat is a very big thing. This is the monkey gland, and there's enough of it, I think.
I mean, good Lord, I mean, I could swim in it. Tastes like oppression. After this show airs, I'm gonna get a huge amount of mail saying, why didn't you go to Cape Town? Great modern restaurants, cutting-edge chefs. Is it all right that I missed all of that?
I feel like those particular restaurants in Cape Town are not really representative of what most people in this country are eating. I think a lot of our most basic stuff is really what we do best. This food is absolutely got no interest in fashion. It's never going to change. It'll still be the monkey gland sauce and the boerewors and the steak and the pap.
Do you think the white chefs here understand that the greatest advantage they have is that this enormous Pan-African larder of ingredients and flavors?
No. If you're a whitey in this city, you're probably going to eat the worst food of anyone in this city, quite honestly. In every country, I mean, obviously food is political, but it always feels like it's a bit more political here. That there are these layers of things that you couldn't have, like restaurants. I mean, I go to restaurants and I think to myself, wow, this many years ago, I couldn't have come here with this person. They were not allowed to sit in here. And I remember very clearly being about 8. The cafe owner would regularly not pay the customer who was black with change. He would pay him with bubblegum. And the guy, somehow, he couldn't argue. It was just like the same. If you were a black guy, you got your change in bubblegum. And you'd be standing there, 8 years old, and feeling like, oh my God, it was so terrible, but you couldn't say anything because that would have been worse. It was just like this weird thing of sweeties. It was so uninnocent and represented such badness. It just seems mad.
This is an eland, the largest antelope in the world. It is also, and luckily for him, delicious.
There's it.
Got it.
I think that was very good. No?
That's a little sad. You know?
It is sad, it is sad. But you know what? That is such good meat, and that's really what we do.
Though this one weighs in around a ton, rest assured, every bite, every scrap will be eaten. Some of that tonight at dinner. Chef Andrea Bergner, Dion, a local hunting expert, and myself joined Prospero Bailey on his game farm. Prospero's dad, Jim Bailey, was the legendary publisher of the slyly subversive Drum magazine, the first of its kind during apartheid, a black-oriented investigative magazine slickly disguised as glossy pop culture. Prospero's farm is a mere 20 miles from Johannesburg.
Did you see the city there?
Yeah, wild, all this within sight of the city. Near Prospero's farm and hidden within the city's shadow is what's known as the Cradle of Humankind, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, an incredible look back at where we, the human animal, came from.
So now here's this a classic little sinkhole. There's loads of these. This is what this area is. I mean, the cradle, this is called the cradle. It's now a World Heritage Site because 60% of all the evidence for human evolution comes out of this valley. It's from caves like this that keep the record. The geology just conspires to preserve fossils. They're very, very rare things, hominid fossils, but they've found more here in the last 10 years than they've sort of found anywhere. So you're home. This is where you start.
This is my ancestral homeland?
This is your ancestral homeland.
Oh, that sound makes me happy. What does that sound remind you of, guys? What does that evoke for you, that sound? Primeval, you know, happy childhoods at the beach, meat sizzling over the fire, you know, parental love, your enemy's genitals frying in hot oil. Nothing? No? Downright Precambrian. Fire and fresh-killed eland. I get to work on the heart, something I strongly suspect will be delicious. And I'm right. Andrea works some magic on the liver, dredged in flour and sautéed. There's some eland loin, seared and glazed with booze. And there's eland paprikash, a riff on the Hungarian stew with paprika, peppers, onions, tomatoes, and cream. As the sun sets over the veldt, Johannesburg's lights winking in the distance, a feast. Meat on the plate, blood on my pants, life is good. I've been very, 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 very confused by my visit here. I mean, you've got basically a goulash here, Italian-inflected liver thing going on here. The bread, someone referred to as Portuguese?
Yeah. Portuguese, but it's from Madeira, that bread, that flat bread.
South Africa, depending on who I talk to, it's a completely different construct. To some people, it's whoever comes to South Africa from anywhere else in Africa and brings good along with them. But other people, it's all the good stuff from Malaysia, East Indies. There's the Dutch, there's the English influence.
Well, there were so many different colonialists.
Exactly.
It is a mishmash.
What at this table is originally African, and does that even have any meaning?
This wood is pine.
Okay.
It's grass. And we are African.
Sitting around.
I arrived in this country spectacularly ignorant. I will leave spectacularly ignorant. Okay? Ramadan. At this hour, all over Johannesburg, members of South Africa's sizable Muslim community observe. The religion of Islam, as well as many of South Africa's most beloved and most delicious dishes and ingredients, like sambal, chutney, and bunny chow, come from Malaysia, Indonesia, India. During apartheid, many South Africans would have been referred to as colored. Colored didn't mean black, it meant everybody else who wasn't exactly white, Asians and mixed race.
It's garlic, ginger, and chili.
In the observatory neighborhood of Johannesburg, the Razdian family prepares for iftar, the meal at sundown when fasting for Ramadan is broken.
Some curry powder.
Joey Razdian is a stand-up comedian and actor of Cape Malay background.
The beef is in.
This dish, Penang curry with beef and eggs. Joey's wife Cindy prepares a chicken pie. Son Hakim makes the traditional Ramadan shake. Daughter Leah. Everything smells terrific.
That's barley soup, Anthony.
Nice.
It's nicer to have soup after you've not eaten the whole day. It's light and nourishing and filling and all of those good things.
There's also cheese and beef samosas. These are delicious. You were born here, born in Johannesburg?
Yes, I was, yeah. I'm a Johannesburg guy.
So how are things?
It depends what type of things you're speaking about.
Basically, things work. Society operates the way society should. But on the other hand, anyways, this is a new country.
It is. We're 19 years old.
Everybody's from someplace else.
Yeah. I think the Africans from the other countries see South Africa as a place of hope because there's a lot bustling here. There are a lot of opportunities. Lots of people make it from here. You don't find 3 million Germans coming here or 3 million French people coming here. It's Africans who come from far less to come and find a little bit of something here.
So how do you find South Africa so far?
Yeah.
I like it. I'm very comfortable here. I like a country where people have a sense of humor and there's a lot of ball busting going on in this country.
All the time. From the top to the bottom.
20 years from now, what's South Africa going to be like?
Their generation. The born frees now is the ones that's giving our current president lots of yell. The born frees is the ones that was born in the new democracy.
Right.
Or just before the first election, you know?
Right.
The born frees now, they like, look here, we went to school, this is right and this is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. But we had a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't part of a struggle. I don't care. Thank you for the struggle. I got Twitter now.
Now I want 5 bars on my 3G. I want Wi-Fi.
Absolutely.
And it better be high speed.
Absolutely.
And why can't I have it?
Why can't I have it?
I don't think the current politicians foresaw that.
Yeah.
Foresaw the born
free is going.
Not supporting them.
There's a critical mass of young people that wants to change South Africa in a positive way. How they do it or how they go about it, I don't know the answer to that. Neither do they know the answer to that, but the intentions is clear.
No more hipster jokes. It's low-hanging fruit. and one can no longer argue against the steady creep of their foodie sensibilities. Artisanal cheeses? Yes, right over there. Handmade charcuterie? Yes, there. Thin crust pizza? A very respectable paella? Yes, yes, and yes. It's official. They're here, and they aren't going anywhere. I like the idea of a burger for breakfast. There's something a little perverse about that. Throw in a crowd of much more racially diverse, hungry people, and you might think you're in Brooklyn. Surely, this is not a bad thing. This is Neighbor Goods Market in the Braamfontein precinct of Johannesburg. My dining companion, city press, arts, and features writer, Percy Mabandu, says we should hold out for this, the Balkan burger. Next! One with cheese for me.
All right, one with cheese, lots of cheese.
Hell yeah, flattened ground beef seared over flame.
Yeah, don't cook me, cook the food, right?
Add kashkaval and mozzarella cheese, fold it up, pick your condiments. You got cabbage, tomato, onion, lettuce, of course, and hot peppers. Up to the roof with a view and eat. Ooh, spicy, good. I guess I want to talk about Nelson Mandela, because what I was not aware of at all was the degree to which he was personally responsible for really the nuts and bolts of the transition from white rule to majority rule.
All right.
Now he's very ill.
Ill, yeah.
What happens after Mandela, do you think?
We go on. I think the foundation is laid, and I think, thank God, we have him as a symbol. I think Mandela represents, our collective better intentions as a nation. The touchstone test that we used to chart the way forward.
All the things that could have gone terribly wrong. It's a remarkable thing how well it
happened.
It went.
Between 1990 and 1994, tough times. Internecine fighting, black-on-black violence, the fear of black-on-white violence. Are we going to descend into a bloodbath? But we transcended that through that message of coming together regardless of the unresolved issues.
To what extent is it really a rainbow nation? Are things getting mixed? We like to think we live in a rainbow nation, but in fact, in the States, black and white live in, to a great extent, in different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
It's only 19 years. In some ways, it looks to me, outside looking in, a little more gracefully mixed up than we've managed to pull off successfully in the States.
Here, you've got black, white, colored, all sorts of people here. But I think, in all fairness, also, one should acknowledge that the economic disparities are managing to keep us divided as well. I think what we need to do is unpack what we mean by rainbow. I think the idea of uniting in our diversity also means that, there'll be moments of discord.
And you think things will continue to improve?
Yeah, I think we've seen our worst, and that's not to say that we're getting it right all the time, but it's an experiment with democracy, and experiments you need to fine-tune as you go along. That's really the South African story. The dream is there, we all agree, the divisions are there, but these are not bigger than our hopes.
What did I know about South Africa before I came here? Exactly nothing, as it turns out. But I think based on what I've seen, that if the world can get it right here, a country with a past like South Africa's, if they can figure out how to make it work here for everybody, absorb all the people flooding in from all over Africa, continue to make Mandela's dream a reality, maybe there's hope for the rest of us.